Welcome. Knowing how to research case law is essential. In this video, we'll walk through a clear, practical process to quickly find the cases you need to support your argument. Case law research can be overwhelming, so we've broken it into practical steps and tips to make it efficient and effective. Step 1. Define your legal issue. Start by clearly defining your legal issue and understanding the facts and scope of your argument. Gather input, citations, or keywords if possible, or use tools like Google or GPT to generate ideas. A clear issue upfront saves time and sharpens your focus. Step 2. Identify keywords and phrases. Next, identify relevant keywords, synonyms, and legal phrases related to your issue. Use AI tools like ChatGPT, Google searches, or legal secondary sources if you need help brainstorming terms. Keywords matter because good search terms bring up the most relevant cases. Step 3. Search legal databases using Boolean operators. Start searching legal databases like Westlaw, LexisNexis, or free resources such as Google Scholar. Use Boolean operators, and, or, not, to combine or exclude terms and quotation marks for exact phrases. Test different keyword combinations and phrases to refine your results. Step 4. Review cases and follow the case trail. Once you find cases, read the key parts carefully. Follow the case trail. Look at cases cited within your case and those that cite your case later. This helps uncover additional relevant authority. Step 5. Extract more keywords and refine searches. Strong cases often reveal new keywords or fact patterns you hadn't considered. Use these to refine and focus your subsequent searches, narrowing down to the most precise authority. Step 6. Verify case validity and relevance. Crucial step, use citators or tools like Google Scholar's How Cited to check its treatment, frequency, and recency of citations. Here are some tips to speed up your research and improve accuracy. Start with any notes or case citations you have. Ask your attorney or partner for a starting point. If you're starting from scratch, do a quick Google or GPT search for ideas and key terms, but always verify citations. Use secondary sources like legal encyclopedias or practice guides for background. Master Boolean searching to get the most relevant results. Begin with broad searches, then narrow down with more specific terms. Use free tools like Google Scholar if you are on a budget. Quickly assess a case's value by checking how often it's cited and how recent those citations are. Follow the case trail to find related cases. Analyze strong cases in detail and extract important phrases for further searches. Use exact text searches with specific sentences or facts to find close matches. Start with known statutes and check their notes of decisions for linked case law. If a case lacks a concise holding, summarize the key parts yourself. GPT can help. When you find a key case, pull court filings from the docket for drafting examples. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support motivates us to create more useful content like this. Let's put this into practice with a real example. Before starting case law research, clearly define the legal issues you need to support. This focus makes your research efficient. If possible, get initial guidance from an experienced attorney or partner. They can provide notes, case citations, and keywords to jumpstart your work. If not, study your case facts and opposing arguments closely to identify what you need to prove. Use AI tools like GPT to generate ideas. In this example, we have 3 distinct points, 3 separate arguments, for which we want to find supporting case law. Our first task is to locate cases supporting the argument that a signed contract overrides and bars earlier verbal or email statements, essentially, that the signed contract is the sole binding agreement. To start, we use GPT to generate search terms and key phrases tailored to this issue. We're using GPT-5, which is known to reduce hallucinations, but no matter the tool, verification is crucial. We input a simple command asking GPT to find relevant California case law addressing this point and then add our own notes to clarify the context. GPT responds with several authorities, including specific sections of the California Civil Code and the Code of Civil Procedure. Our next step is to verify these citations that they are accurate, current, and relevant. We confirm that these code sections do indeed exist and apply. Now, we turn to case law verification. For this, Google Scholar is an excellent, free resource. We enter the case names provided by GPT, filtering for California state courts to keep our research focused. Once we locate the cases, we read through the opinions to verify that the court's reasoning supports our argument. In this example, we find a case restating the parole evidence rule, confirming that extrinsic evidence contradicting an integrated written contract is inadmissible. One important note here: when citing cases, if you use direct quotes, exact words from the court, you must use quotation marks and replicate punctuation, capitalization, and any emphasis exactly as the court wrote it. Omissions or additions must be clearly marked. Misuse of quotation marks can seriously damage credibility. On the other hand, when summarizing the court's holdings in your own words, do not use quotation marks. This distinction helps maintain clarity and trustworthiness in your writing. In our example, the case citations provided by GPT checked out. However, the case did not include a neat short citation for the exact issue we needed. If you find a particularly relevant portion of a case but want a concise, paraphrased statement rather than a lengthy quote, you can ask GPT to summarize that section and generate a clean citation without quotation marks. This method is efficient and produces usable language for your drafts. After review, we confirmed the citation was accurate and appropriately reflected the court's ruling. Satisfied with our first search, we move on to the next 2 points using the same method, generating search terms via GPT, verifying citations, reading through cases for relevance, and refining as needed. For example, our second search looks at whether a bank's consistent acceptance of late payments without objection waives its right to enforce strict deadlines later. GPT provides cases, we verify the names and check the context. Some are relevant but not specific enough, so we dig deeper until we find cases that closely match our fact pattern. Our third task involves reasonable notice in contract termination, specifically, whether 3 days' notice is reasonable in a long-term agreement. This is a very fact-specific issue, and as with all nuanced legal questions, we start by defining it clearly. We know our argument, and now we need California case law to support or challenge it. So, we begin with the same process we've used before. We give GPT a clear command to find relevant California cases based on our note. GPT quickly provides several case citations. Our first step is to verify the basics, checking the accuracy of the case names and ensuring they actually exist. Then, we review the text of each case to assess relevance. Here, we find that while the cases are accurate and related to reasonable notice, in general, none of them directly address the specific standard for determining whether a short notice period, like 3 days, is reasonable in a long-term contractual relationship. This is where we need to sharpen our search. Sometimes legal research is quick, other times, it demands persistence and creativity. For more targeted results, we turn to Boolean operators, tools that allow us to combine and refine search terms. Operators like and, or, not help us include or exclude certain concepts, while quotation marks ensure we're searching for exact phrases. Case law research can be quick and straightforward, or it can take time and persistence. But with a clear strategy, smart use of AI tools, and careful verification, you'll be able to build strong legal arguments supported by relevant and authoritative cases. Once we've located the relevant portion of the case text, our next step is to prepare a proper case law citation. The process is straightforward. We copy the exact relevant portion, paste it into GPT, and request a citation for that specific text. GPT will format the citation, but we always verify its accuracy by checking the case name, pinpoint citation, and ensuring the language matches the court's decision. This step safeguards against errors and maintains our credibility. Now, we direct GPT to focus on the exact point we need, the legal standard for determining what constitutes reasonable notice in contract termination. By narrowing the request to this specific question, we increase the likelihood of finding cases that directly address the standard, rather than just discussing reasonable notice in general terms. With these advanced search techniques, we start narrowing down the results to cases that discuss not just the concept of reasonable notice, but also the factors courts consider in determining whether a given period, especially a short one, meets that standard. It's a process of refining, testing, and adjusting your search terms until you land on cases that truly answer your research question. Eventually, after testing various search combinations, we find a case addressing this question directly.